Hi everyone and welcome to the 12th of December. Now, I can spot something sticking out through the 12th. It sounds like we've got some energetic subject matter in here. Let's have a look what's behind the door. Ah, it's Rudolph leaping across the page. Grab your paints and let's get started. So, we're going to have a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer kind of vibe. So we're going to have a circle for the torso, coming down to a circle for the back legs, and we'll curve them out. Quite a stylized one today. I think we'll have him looking over his shoulder. So he's probably going to crash into wherever he's running to, but anyway. I've been doing some animal paintings in our Christmas playlist. We had some cats on a Christmas tree and some festive dogs, so do have a look at those. I'll go over into the 12, and then the all-important red nose. Could give him a little Christmassy harness as well, with some bells on. There we go. Right, there's our drawing done. Maybe a second leg there. Right, let's get drawing. Painting, what am I talking about? So to start off, I've got some yellow ochre, really nice and dilute, and we're going to paint in Rudolph's chest and torso with this lighter colour here. Just a little line of it underneath. And yeah, maybe just a little bit around the base of the legs. And actually we will do it on the face as well. This seems quite a strange thing, but that's going to be his eyes there. Now I've got some burnt sienna, which I am going to paint in the rest of the reindeer. And then just sort of finish it off with a few brush strokes coming down. And I think it'd be nice to do a slightly sort of stronger bit of brown coming down into the legs and a little bit up into the tail. As I've said, this paper is great for illustration work where you're not doing huge amounts of big blends. The beauty of watercolour is it's a really versatile medium, and you can get different paper for the different types of watercolour painting you want to do. For most of my watercolour tutorials on my YouTube channel we use cold pressed paper, which is the textured one, which gives you really beautiful blends. This is nearly that, because it's a bit textured, but it's not quite right for big blends. Okay, so I painted that in my size 0 brush, just using the nice fine point, and now I'm going to fill in the rest of the head, but obviously not the nose. Now I'm going to wake up the Mars Black. And we'll put in some hooves. So I've got my smallest brush here, and I'm just going to fill in the ends there, just using some little brush strokes to make it look like the hair that's coming down over the hooves. For the antlers, I'm going to do a mixture. I'm going to basically do my shadow mix, I think, because I just want them to contrast a little bit. But I think on the browner side of things. Small brush, and I'll just start on the end there. Add a few little ones in if you wanted to, and maybe draw your reindeer a tiny bit lower in the page than me, but that's cool. And now for some red. So what I want to do first is I'm going to paint in this little saddle. I mean, you could decorate it however you want, but I do love the red and white patterns that work so nicely. So a thick stripe and a thin stripe, and then some little crosses, look like stitching. You can achieve so much just by some simple mark making. And then I'm not quite sure if this harness is remotely accurate. I'm sure it isn't. You can draw a much better one if you want. And then the big deal of the red nose. So I am going to first do a nice outline. Clean off my brush. Really get it nice and clean. And then I want to make sure we get a wonderful shine. There we go. Just going to let that dry, and then we'll put in the last details. Right, so finishing touches, a little bit more black shine on the hooves, and a nice sort of teardrop shape for the eyes. Maybe a tiny little mouth. There we go. So there we have Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. I hope you enjoyed that one, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.